Bill Henshaw here again, your friendly local constitutional coot from California. And this is a shout out here for justice for Jayland Walker et al. Here. And if you haven't figured it out there already, civil rights not only is not the answer, it has never existed. And I can prove that in a cappella expert witness form. They're being played, people, especially blacks and Asians here. There are no rights. If eight of these law enforcement thugs can shoot Walker in the back 48 times during the course of a traffic stop over which the court would not have had jurisdiction, and they don't even get indicted for involuntary manslaughter, what the fuck does that tell you? The fix is in here. It needs to change. It needs to change now, and it can. And yes, we're going to have to look like what look like arguments from a flaming white supremacist here. Sovereign body politic, free white male, 21, got changed, if at all, by the non existent 14th War Amendment, which has not only never existed, it was ruled contemporaneously unconstitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court. To learn details about all this, send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. I mean, it's there. You just have to look for it. And instinctively, I knew at the age of 13 or 14, I was even uncomfortable with banks at the time. But they weren't teaching anything in the mandatory public, quote unquote, education system then either in this area. It was a lot better in some ways, but not in this one. Because now what should happen, and everybody with an iota of common sense knows, these thugs should at least be on close proximity to cell 2455 in San Quentin on death row. That has to start happening here. That way we get our federated Republican form of government of defined and limited powers back into operation and get rid of the much ballyhooed democracy, three wolves and two sheep voting on what's for dinner, aka today's elective despotism in which nobody has rights. So going back, and to be sure, if you think you're part of the sovereign body politic now, think again. All your vaccinations, it's simply not true. There is a lawful way for that to happen. Though that said, the good news is that you will have creator endowed rights in the original government that are enforceable, and crap like this doesn't happen. To Walker, to Breonna Taylor, to Nato Okobe, and and others, just loss of human life. But that's because if you have 14th Amendment birthright citizenship, all you have is uh, what I call just solely foreign state subordinate corporate, nay, dead birthright citizenship. You're already dead, and the New York banksters know it. So what's the problem? That's the thought process behind the scenes, and we have to change it for ourselves, our children, and our posterity. And with the window we now have, with Trump soon back in office, and Republicans controlling the Senate, we're going to have a conservative Supreme Court for the next 10 or 12 years, and maybe longer than that. And they know a lot of what I've been saying here. They've actually been ruling that way if you know how to decode the opinions. And trust me, I'm an expert at doing that. But now they can go faster, particularly after Inauguration Day, and let people know what's really going on. And yes, to the justices of the court, that court has been complicit, and you damn well know it. Thank goodness you're in your fifth term of an all out assault on the administrative state, which hopefully isn't coming too late. And get rid of all this nonsense, get back to our common law republic, and we won't have any more victims like this. And note, by the way, that there were 8 law enforcement thugs involved here. I'm willing to bet you 5, maybe 6 of them were ex military. 8, the exact opposite of a qualification for a peace officer. And who knows, especially with the U.S. Marine Corps, what kind of mind control crap they go through when they enter the Marines. And they can just be called upon with today's technology to go out and do crap like this, and keep everybody separated and angry and at each other when the exact opposite needs to happen. So that said, for more information, send me an email, youwinningcourt@gmail.com. And note with your order, you're not going to get a bonus video introducing myself to the people we're going to be challenging here. And it'll be comparatively short and friendly, but in no uncertain terms. Either get your act together or get the fuck out of office. There's just no way. And as a closing thought, by the way, and I can prove this a cappella off the top of my head. No lawful elections anywhere in sight since November the 6th, 1860. You figure it out. Changes need to happen. They need to happen now. If we all work together, that's going to make it occur even quicker. That's best of all. And get back to the government, and no, it wasn't a perfect government, only the best one ever invented. We can go back, make changes, and do it right this time, not the way the New York banksters want it to be. So that said, send me an email, youwinningcourt@gmail.com. Remember to like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out. The sooner that happens, the sooner we can take action and end this nonsense once and for all. Thank you.